I'll start with a football question, Coach. The backfield without DJ Giddens, what are you expecting from those guys?
I'm excited to watch Dylan Edwards. I'm excited to watch Joe Jackson. Obviously, you throw Avery in that mix. We have some playmakers back there, and one of the things that I've kind of challenged the offensive staff with is try to utilize all those guys, because they all can be productive. They all can make plays, and so in this brief prep we've had with all the other things we have going on, I like some of the things that we have going.
With some of the receivers kind of not playing, like Keegan and Trace Spivey,
Yeah.
do you expect someone like Jaquise Bradley-Demps to get in at all?
Yeah, but we still have, Jace is going to be the focal point. Jace is a terrific football player for us. We still have Seif and we have J-Jack that are no different than these seniors. We got to have those guys going out with a win, and Ty Bowman. I mean, those are going to be our top four.
Yep.
And then whether it's Sterling, whether it's Queese, I mean, we'll play some other guys there as well. Dylan will be a little bit all over the place as well. So we have, even though we lost a couple of guys that you've mentioned, we have a lot of guys that can make plays. And so I'm excited to see who's going to rise up, because there are going to be a lot of people that are going to get an opportunity.
How much are you able to kind of have just a little bit of a respite from the craziness of the not on the field college football stuff while you're down?
There's not much. Been on the phone already quite a bit yesterday and today with all the other stuff, so there isn't a rest. Other than kids not being on campus, there is no break, and there will not be a break, with the exception of we'll make sure there is one throughout the day on the 26th. But there's still a lot of work to be done. You're trying to juggle sending out these seniors the right way and continuing to build your roster for 2025. And we've talked about it. It's got to change, but that's what everybody in the country is doing right now.
And speaking of building that roster, they changed the rules on you again a little bit earlier this week. Do you know if any of the guys with JUCO backgrounds like Russo or Justice will be able to?
Yeah, I'll let those guys kind of announce what they're going to do. We have visited with a couple of guys, and you talk about it, I think it happened when we were in the air. I knew there was a chance that it could happen, and some of those guys have asked us, and then it kind of happened when we were in the air. And I've had a couple of opportunities to visit with those guys, but I'll let those guys handle that.
How important can a win be to get momentum in the next year?
Yeah, it's always big. It's been that way. When we won at the Texas Bowl to win it at Pop-Tarts Bowl, it's really important on two ends of it. One, to send these seniors out the right way, as well as there's a lot of guys that are going to play in this game that have played a ton of football for us, and then there's some other guys that are going to play in this game that haven't had the opportunity, that we need to kind of see how much they've progressed, how much better are they going to be in another 8 months when we get this thing kicked off again. But no, leading into your winter conditioning and your spring ball, and we've got the longest break we're going to have, being that we're going to be home for 3, almost 4 weeks after this game. So it's really important for us to get a win.
Knock on wood, because I think there's still time left with the portal before it closes. But how proud of you are you of the coaching staff being able to hang on to the guys that you have?
Yeah, no, the core of our team is still here and going to be here. I know we lost a couple players, but the core of our guys, the guys that were our best playmakers, the guys that we were counting on, as well as I'm a firm believer you're going to get and keep the guys you should keep, and that's what I'm so excited about. Is you got the kid over there, and when Avery had, I'm sure people contacted him. I don't know which, I'm pretty sure people did, because they contact every quarterback in the country. When that kid says he's staying, everybody kind of rallies around him, and that's why I'm so excited for him finishing up his sophomore year. Everybody thinks he's been playing here for a long time. He's been here for 2 years and has had 13 starts. His best football is in front of him, and I'm excited for us on Thursday and for us in the future.
How much growth can a guy like that even make in bowl practice?
A ton. I mean, the fact that he's working with Jace a lot. He's working with Dylan a lot. He's working with Joe. He's working with all those tight ends. I mean, we have really good tight ends with tons of production, and they're all coming back. And so I think that these 9 or 10 practices that he's had, continuing to build chemistry with those guys is important. Having your center back in Sam Hecht, I think Sam's had an all-conference year, and having him back, I think there's a lot of really good pieces there, and we'll fill in some other spots, but the core of that offense is I'm excited about coming back.
So, go ahead. Sorry, Ross.
Feels like we're ushering out now the current era of like the walk-on. This is like the last game for like the true walk-on era of college football. Is it kind of sad to see that go?
It's sad to see that go, but I still think there's a place for it, and I know we're cutting numbers down from whatever 125 for us to 105. There's a lot of walk-ons that are in that 105 for us, and we'll earn some aid or some scholarship or rev share money, whatever it is. I don't think it's just the walk-ons that are going to be. I mean, I'd recruit Brendan Mott all over again. I'd recruit Austin Moore all over again. I'd recruit Ty Bowman all over again. I'd recruit Chris Tennant, that was a walk-on, all over again. I mean, the list goes on and on of those guys, and we're still trying to find the right pieces for K-State, but I know that the numbers of guys is going to go down, and I'm hoping it doesn't totally disrupt all the great walk-on success that they've had here for decades under coach and then myself, and we had the same thing at North Dakota State. I mean, there's so many kids playing in the NFL from North Dakota State that walked on for us up there.
Are you going to be able to go to the national title and watch
Absolutely.
Devin? Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a proud dad moment that Ron and I are going to get down there for sure on that Monday night. And when you're the head coach's kid and you're the student assistant, like he was for us, or a GA, and we win the Big 12 championship, it's one thing. I remember in 2011, I was the defensive back coach, getting my first chance to win a national championship on that stage, and now that's my son. And now that's a pretty cool moment. He's a heck of a lot younger than me for having a chance to win a national championship. Shoot, I was in my 40s, the kid's in his 20s. So he's progressed pretty well. But no, I'm excited. It's going to be a really good battle, and I know so many people on both sides of it, because Brent Vegan's a close friend of mine. He was the OC when I was the DC at NDSU. Tim was my OC. I know the AD at Montana State is a really good friend of mine, Leon Costello. I know the AD at North Dakota State, Matt Larson, a really good friend of mine. It's going to be a great football game.
You're a big baseball guy. Are you excited to coach in a baseball
Absolutely.
team?
I almost did it when I was up at NDSU, because we had planned for it to do it at the Target Center to open up the 19 season, and did stuff all through 17 and 18, and then didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm really excited. I've seen pictures. I know our guys are going to go and have a walk through there tomorrow, so that we can kind of get over that awe factor a little bit and see what that layout and that looks like. But no, I think it'll be really neat. I think it just adds to the great intrigue with this game.
What do you think of the playoff, the way it's laid out this year with 12 teams?
It's good. It's going to keep going up. I think it needs to get to 16, and we eliminate buys. And I know there's talk about who should be seeded and all that stuff. Get it to 16. Don't let people have buys. Make people play games. That's what people want to see. And then you're going to get a true champion. I mean, it's be interesting to see if the teams that have buys make it to the finals or not. In FCS, it probably happens almost 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the one thing. Let's make everybody play the same amount of games.
Do you think the bye? Do you think the bye kind of is a disadvantage for some teams?
No. No, I've been there before. No, it's a huge advantage, and I'm excited for Kenny. And I got a bunch of friends on Arizona State staff as well, so I've got a bunch of friends there that I'm excited for those guys, and I know the bye is probably helping them.
What are your impressions of Rutgers' offense? And obviously, Coach Shannon announced this morning that Kyle Minogue is not going to play. How much of an impact that'll be?
He's the starting running back. Yeah, I think he's a great player. I know numbers more than I do names. That's not a disrespect to him. I just know numbers a lot better. They're an offense that kind of mimics ours. They want to punch you in the mouth, and they want to run the football down your throat, and then utilize play action and utilize the shot game and utilize some RPO. I'm really impressed with the quarterback. I take a game like Illinois that played a single high defense, and he had to run the ball for them to be successful, and he did a really good job. And then they've got some good size on the outside. I know the young kid that's going to play running back for him is a really good football player. And maybe that's kind of the showcase this game, is which of the quote backup or next running backs is going to have a breakout game, because I know that they've got good players, and I think we've got good players.
The style of offenses you guys run, both smash mouth,
Yep.
run first. Is it an advantage to play a similar team defensively? Do you think
If you can match up, if you physically can match up, that none of us know, how we can. I think we both feel we can. But, it's going to be who can get somebody in 3rd and 8 and not 3rd and 2, because, the Rutgers offense in 3rd and short is going to be really hard to defend. And just like I think our offense is hard to defend if it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 the whole game. Neither offense wants to be in 3rd and 8 plus, and that's a simple thing to say and an obvious thing, but it's really important. And so those early downs will determine an awful lot on what happens on 3rd down.
just the last one, just the
You're
big
good.
picture? You've been coaching in the Midwest for most of your career. I don't know how much you've thought about or know about Rutgers, but just what's your general impression of Rutgers as a program?
Well, it's a great program, and Coach Shiano's done a phenomenal job in his couple stays there. I mean, a great job. He's put them on the map. In my time of being a college football coach, you think of Rutgers, and I think of Greg Schiano. Now, some of the guys that are with us would think of Ray Rice, because I guess he torched him a while ago, like one of the guys behind you. But I think of a well-coached, physical, disciplined team, and I think it's a great challenge, and I think it's fun. I think somebody told me this, if not, our media relations people aren't very good, that we're the only Big 10, Big 12 matchup, which I think is really unique and a lot of fun.
You were here for the 2006 Texas Bowl, Rutgers, Kansas State, the only matchup. I imagine that hasn't been talked about much before.
It has. We have some people that never leave here. So some of those people have talked about that a lot, and I don't want them to leave here. They're great people and become really good friends of mine. But I've heard about that game, and I know our video coordinator has all sorts of film on that, because he's one of the guys that's been here a long time. But I love Eilert. He's been great for us.
Generally speaking, because I don't think you can get specific yet, but how do you feel like you've done in the portal?
Good. We've answered some questions of easy graduation losses. We're still actively looking at some positions, but it's a little bit of a break as far as people coming on campus.
Dead period.
That'll amp back up here after the first of the year, and the small advantage for K-State would be we don't start school till late in January, and I think that does help. There's some schools that are starting the 6th and 7th of January. Maybe you can still get a kid in on the 9th or 10th or even 11th. We don't start school till after MLK, so I think it's the 21st, 22nd. That's an advantage for us, that we can bring guys in for a couple weekends.
Time of the bowl game helped too? Can I get it done?
On the 26th,
Yeah.
or you're saying the fact that we're not playing at night for the first time in a long time? That's how I look at that, is we're not playing a 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock game. No, I don't know if that, as long as it was not going to be before the dead period, the 21st, 22nd, and it wasn't January 2nd, January 3rd.
Yeah.
When we played the Texas Bowl, that was in January. That would have been a hard deal for us. So just fitting it anywhere between Christmas and New Year allows us to kind of maybe get a day as a coach to spend with your families, and then ready to go again with more kids on campus.